This small, slightly insignificant little music device, this is something special. And without it, I wouldn't be here today, as in sitting right here today. Who knows where I would be without this little thing? Hi, I'm Brent and welcome back. Now, let me give you some backstory to this little device, because you might be sitting there thinking, why is this guy sitting here talking about an iPod Shuffle? And well, you're probably correct. But this little iPod is something really special to me, and I don't think I'll ever get rid of it because of that sentimentality. So let's set the scene. It is Christmas of 2012. Give or take. It was cold, it was icy, and one fortunate little 14-year-old was given his first iPod. This iPod. So he loaded up some music from iTunes onto it and set out for his very first run. It was cold and icy, and he brazenly thought, nah, this'll be easy. So he put his headphones in and set out the door, and he didn't make it not even 500 meters before having to take his first break. But he kept going, and he went around a lake, came back and looked up his route online, because this was the days before GPS watches, and he had done his very first 3K run. A mix of walking and running, to be fair, but he completed it. And this little thing was what got him out the door in the first place. This little device helped him do his first ever run. That 14-year-old was me. This little device got me out the door and into running in the first place. But again, you might be thinking, okay, well, why is this significant? That was 2012 and now it's 2025. But well, it's one of those things that you never really realize your progress until you stop and look back. See where you started and where you've come from and where you currently are today. And the reason why I bring this up is that because this last Sunday I went for a long run. I met up with Aubrey and Chris, their YouTube channels will be linked below, and we went for a long run. And I ran 22.2 kilometers. That's the furthest I've ever gone. And I'm super proud of that fact. Now, that might not be super far for most people, but that's the furthest that I've ever gone. And yes, I have done half marathons, but I've always stopped dead on that finish line. Whereas on Sunday, there were no crowds cheering us on, no aid stations, no fanfare. It was just grit and determination with the three of us pushing to get it done. But again, why the iPod? Why the title? Why the thumbnail? Well, this last Sunday's run got me thinking about all the things, the items, the extra bits and pieces that either got me into running in the first place or kept me running. And this iPod was just the first. And following on from this iPod, I want to briefly walk you through some of the things that have kept me running, kept me going, and kept me interested in running. So if I'm going through some of the highlights that got me into running or kept me in running, well, after this iPod would have to be my first pair of running shoes. And sadly, I don't have them with me because I had a mountain biking accident in Wales and they got completely trashed. But they were the Nike Flex Experience RN2s. And yes, I still remember the name so many years later because I loved them. They were so nice. They were my first pair of proper running shoes and I loved them. I wore through them completely. I think I ran my first half marathon in them. And like completely wore through them. So I bought another pair of Nike shoes and hated them. I ran loads in them and they gave me loads of injuries. I had IT band issues and quit running for 2 years. I just didn't run after that, which is really sad. And then, like I said, 2 years passed with no running and my uncle suggested I tried some ASICS shoes. And so the first pair I bought were these, the Gel-Nimbus 23s. Now, other than the fact that they are some of the nicest looking shoes, I love the way that they look. The colorway is amazing. Completely garish, don't get me wrong, but I love them. And these shoes got me back into running after a 2-year hiatus. I've run most of my races in these. I've done basically everything that I can do now in these shoes. I think I ran most of my half marathons in them, most races, park runs, all that sort of stuff. I love these shoes. These are some of my favorite shoes of all time. And then I got that runner's bug, the itch that I wanted to keep running. I wanted to buy more stuff to help me stay motivated. So I got this, the Garmin Forerunner 55. Nothing fancy, nothing over the top, but enough to track my runs to make me feel like a runner and keep going. And I love this thing. I use it Since I bought it, I've used it every single day that I've ever had it, and I track every single run, walk, hike, anything on this I track. Even some of my horse riding I track on this. And then after that, once I'd worn through these shoes, I needed to get a new pair because these ones were worn out. And again, I'm not going to throw them away because they're sentimental. But I needed new shoes. So I got these, the Novablast ones. They served me great, they got my fastest 5K time in them, and they went to India with me. So great, love it. Then I got their newer version, the Novablast 3s. And then I got the Gel-Nimbus 25s, so the upgraded version of these, because these are really nice and squishy. So I still run in both of these pairs. And then for race days, I figured I might as well get a race day pair, so I got the Magic Speed 4s. And again, you can see that they're all ASICS. Now, ASICS were the brand that got me back into running. They kept me injury-free, so I am unapologetically an ASICS fan. So I'm going to stick with them. I love ASICS, they've served me well, I'm going to keep running in them. And to be honest, with all this stuff, the iPod, the watch, the shoes, I started getting faster, I started getting better at running. My 5K time went down to 20:03. My half marathon personal best was 1 hour 42. Everything started to get better. But then I hit a lull. I didn't feel like I was loving running. I was just coasting along, running because I knew I thought I should. And then I slowly started to run less and less, which was frustrating and annoying. So at the start of this year, I decided to have a whole plan about how I want to fall in love with running again. So I tried a few different things just to explore more of what running had to offer. And my two biggest takeaways from this last month of just learning to love running. Number one was set it and forget it. You're not going to be running a race every single day. You want to have that longevity of loving running. So set your watch so you can track a workout, but don't look at it. Don't look at the time, don't look at the pace, don't look at the distance. Go out there and just enjoy it. The second was find people to run with. Sharing the journey is significantly better than just a sad solo trek. But let's get to the main point of this video. You can tell that they were loved shoes because they are so muddy. So I'm still exploring new ways to enjoy running. And one of the things that was suggested a lot to me was to try start trail running. And I was umming and ahhing and not quite sure whether I wanted to start it or try it or whether I would enjoy it. But then fortunately, I was gifted some trail shoes. So my parents gave me the Trabuco 13s for my birthday, and I'm super appreciative. Thank you so much. So it's funny, the same people that bought me this iPod that got me into running in the first place were also the people that got me these shoes, which are hopefully going to keep me running for longer. But that's just it. I've never gone trail running. I've never done it myself. I've never been with people. I know nothing about trail running. And so I figured before I start and make a whole bunch of rookie mistakes and errors, I wanted to make this video to say, help me out. If you're a trail runner and have lots of experience, or you've gone trail running a few times and know some of the common pitfalls, or can give me some advice on how to enjoy it or make it more fun, or techniques just to be better straight off the bat rather than figuring it out along the way, leave a comment down below. I want to know what you think the best ways to get into trail running are. I want your experience to guide my journey. I've done some of that fumbling around in the dark, trying to figure my way out, but I figured, why not? There is this platform where I can ask all of you to give me that advice. So I'm reaching out now. Please leave a comment down below, either telling me what to do or what to avoid. And saying that again, even if you're not a trail runner, I would still love to have a conversation in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you have to say, regardless. Maybe it's not even about running. Just leave a comment. And that's it. That's the end of another one. So thank you for making it this far. And this year, I would really love to push to try and get to 1,000 subscribers. So if you're not subscribed, hit the button down below, help me out. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to hit the like button, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.